Over Fortnite's 7-year history, they've had to ban so many things, from emotes to skins to things that didn't even make it into the game. This is 100 banned things in Fortnite, thanks to Top 5 Gaming.
The Rushing Around emote.
What's
During
this?
the Resistance season, a lot of things went wrong with this release.
That's when my skin came out.
It was war-themed and dropped during, a real war.
Oh, that's not good timing.
Because of this, Fortnite donated the Battle Pass revenue to humanitarian aid. But that is the change you knew about.
Yeah?
In the background, they deleted an emote because it mentioned places like Moscow and Russia. The timing could not have been worse.
Yeah, not great.
Nick K30 is the latest YouTuber to join Fortnite,
love Nick's
but
skin.
this has resulted in a massive sacrifice.
Oh, no.
It's been a long time coming, especially since Nick was one of the first people to get a locker bundle.
Oh, the
and
locker
now
bundles.
You'll never get it again.
It
included the iconic Mogul Master, Driver Pickaxe, and True Heart emote.
Great
People
emote.
are wanting this back since
locker
Mogul
bundle.
hasn't been seen in over a year.
Wow.
Now that Nick has joined the Icon series, this locker bundle is banned.
Oh,
with Epic selling his
no.
official cosmetics instead. While you buy them, pay attention to the biggest removal in item shop history.
What's
You
that?
probably know that the timer was deleted back in January 2024, as Fortnite claimed they were making changes to the system.
Oh, I missed the timer,
left in
man.
the dark for months before they dropped the final version, a date written in the fine print of
Yeah,
any
that's
item
rubbish,
you purchase.
though.
This is the official change to
I
comply with
hate
lawsuits,
it.
meaning the item shop timer is banned
Oh,
from
man.
Fortnite.
Use code
You will
Ali in the
never
item
see
shop
it again.
if you ever
And
pick
that's
anything
along
up.
with an iconic Marvel character.
Loki.
Recently, Epic dropped a new bundle for Loki on Disney+, letting us play as Variants, the God of Stories, and Sylvie. But this is mostly a consolation prize for those who actually want to use OG Loki. He was revealed as the Fortnite
it was
crew
a
in 2021,
crew skin.
bribing fans into subscribing over fear of missing out. Well, it turns out that fear was warranted, as original Loki will never return to the
that's a
store.
rare skin right there.
Ironically, Fortnite found a way to ban the ban hammer.
What?
As we established, Nick A30 is now in the game, and while his pickaxe is the iconic crown, he
Yeah?
revealed a scrap version that was rejected by Epic.
What do you want?
Originally, I wanted a huge, over-exaggerated ban hammer for the mods ban him meme, but we realized it might be a little bit not our vibe.
An even
That would
crazier
be
move was
sick.
vaulting an entire server region. At the start of 2023, Fortnite announced plans to add NA Central servers, which would become the new main region for American tournaments. Meaning any pro players who literally moved across the country to get better ping were forced to move again. A few months ago, leaks revealed the Power Rangers were confirmed to be arriving.
Power Rangers?
Or so we thought. The same people who leaked Doomslayer and TMNT mentioned it was in the works, and the community went crazy.
That's sick. They
YouTubers
gotta do
started
it.
posting about it, and this thumbnail happened to include a character named Crimson Hawk. It's literally Ryu as a Power Ranger, and the creator of this outfit saw the art thinking it was real. He posted it to his story, claiming it was officially coming to Fortnite, and we took it as confirmation, only for the whole thing to be a huge misunderstanding. I'm sure Power Rangers may come to the game one day, but Crimson Hawk, let's take it back to Street Fighter, buddy.
Oh, that'd be
That's not the only
sick.
time fans were devastated over a dream collab. The Greek season was leaked early, dropping details on
the Greek
mythics,
season's
battle
so
pass
good.
skins, even the crossovers. Everything came true except for a major leak that promised Persona was coming to Fortnite.
What?
Persona is a massive series, and the third game just got a remake, leading fans to believe that all of this was perfect timing. Little
Exactly.
did we know it was a lie.
No.
The leaker sprinkled real info within a fake post, so we couldn't tell what was true.
Dear.
He went way too far, claiming there would be a Poseidon boss in Season 2. He
That'd
was
be
set to be
sick.
located at an Atlantis POI, and you can defeat him for a mythic trident, but that's not all. We also
that'd
were
be
meant to
so
fight
good.
Medusa with her dark energy mythic. Apparently, she would have a shockwave blast that sent you flying, but as we know, this was nowhere to be found.
Yeah, it never
We only have the
happens.
skins.
No.
But maybe he was telling the truth, and they were real items that got scrapped at the last minute.
Probably.
However, this was just a taste of the fake rumors. Players were also trolled by a Final Fantasy VII teaser and a supposed Aquaman crossover, but
man.
even those turned out to be a
They
lie.
were so
I have
good,
to admit,
though.
the entire internet was fooled by this next update,
I remember
including
this one.
us. A year ago, leakers started to post exclusive rumors. Usually
Doctor
we would
Who.
take these with a grain of salt, but when the collab turned out to be Doctor Who, fans were way too excited to care.
Yeah.
Apparently we were getting a 2-week-long event full of cosmetics, but at this point it was just speculation, sorta. That's when an image dropped of a work-in-progress battle pass showing a Star Cruiser glider,
That looks
backbling,
real.
and even an emote. As the months progressed, the leaks kept coming, and we were just eating them up. We learned there would be
Come on.
two outfits, one based
Give us
on David
Doctor Who.
Tennant and the other on Shuri Gadwa. But this rabbit hole kept going deeper. I mean, it was starting to become the most
What
leaked
the-
collab in history.
What?
That's when we got concept art of pickaxes and a mythic unit advance rifle.
Oh,
This
yeah.
event was scheduled to release in December, going perfectly with the 60th anniversary of the show.
It would be
But as
timed
we got
so
closer
well.
to the date, there was still zero announcement. Despite that, leakers are posting images of the actual skins showing full 3D models of the 15th Doctor.
Wow.
It was clearly an early build, but a good sign that the crossover was full steam ahead.
What happened?
And then radio silence. We got to December and the anniversary came and went with everyone left scratching their heads.
What happened?
So we demanded answers. Was it delayed? Did the network change their mind? Maybe they couldn't get David Tennant's face. So many possibilities. That's when fans asked the showrunner of Doctor Who for answers, and he blew everyone's mind with the simple reply.
Wait, do you say?
There isn't one. It is a complete myth, I'm afraid.
No, it was all a
That is
lie?
the last thing we expected. Most
What?
people agreed the collab was official, but this whole time,
The
it was
whole
one
thing
big
was
hoax.
fake.
We're more desperate
No.
to see the biggest horror game in the world.
Oh,
Back in
Five
Chapter
Nights at
2, They were
Freddy's.
dropping a lot of collabs, and Epic would tease them in real life. This list was sent to creators
Oh,
with
I loved
supplies,
working this
including
out.
arcade tokens. Fans had no idea what this meant until a skin appeared in the files, codenamed French Fry, and while we couldn't see it, we could hear their footsteps. Immediately, people started to connect the
sound
dots.
like-
These sounded exactly like Foxy from Five Nights at Freddy's,
Oh,
the
man.
iconic footsteps as he runs down the corridor.
Yeah.
Not only that, but tokens were the perfect teaser. Freddy's Pizzeria's from the 80s, and a ton of the mini games are set on arcade machines.
I mean,
Lastly,
perfect.
we had the codename French Fry, FF Freddy Fazbear. Yeah, I know. Looking back, we were definitely wearing some huge tinfoil hats.
It would've
Because
made
Scott
sense, though.
Cawthorn, the creator of FNAF, had to go on Reddit and tell everyone no collabs
No.
for now, including Fortnite or Fall Guys. Turns out the tokens
day,
were
though.
for Street Fighter and French Fry. Well, that was actually an early version of Peter
Family
Griffin.
Guy.
Who would have seen that coming? One of the
Wow.
strangest updates was ready to drop at any moment.
Yes,
when
this
out of
was
nowhere,
it.
it mysteriously vanished.
It was, like,
Before
ready.
Rocket Racing's debut, fans noticed a Formula One set in the file
Yes.
showing an F1 car emote along with a
What?
llama racing trophy.
I didn't know about the
Fortnite
emote.
accidentally put this in the update for Big Bang, leaking 10 outfits with almost a dozen styles.
Look at
You
that.
can customize these racers with your favorite Formula One team, whether it was Ferrari,
This has gotta come out
Mercedes, even
soon.
Aston Martin. These were
That's
done
sick.
and ready to release. I mean, we already got Lewis Hamilton, so this was surely gonna drop,
Oh,
right?
they need to do this
watch as
eventually,
Rocket
come on.
Racing came out, ignoring any chance of a collab, and then the files disappeared,
Look.
never to be seen again.
Look at the skins.
Just like a PowerPoint slide that broke the
Love
internet.
F1.
In 2022, leakers across the community were all sent the same info. An insider claimed to have
Ooh.
knowledge of a collab with Dead by Daylight.
Ooh.
Apparently, they were proposing it to each other, and one of the ideas was a Llama Charmin DBD, while Fortnite would add a Meg Thomas skin. Since this
Ooh.
dropped, almost 2 years have passed, so either the proposal fell through or we were trolled by a PowerPoint.
Fortnite were like,
Still not as
"No."
crazy as Epic missing a huge opportunity for Star Wars. This year we got Chewbacca, Lando, and Death Troopers, but there is still a major character that is totally missing.
Ooh, we can still
Emperor
do some more
Palpatine
collabs.
is one of the main villains in every single trilogy, yet his only Fortnite appearance was through voice lines in the events. Each chapter we come to the 4th of May and leakers find some kind of file for him. Whether it's a code name for the outfit or a lightning mythic, the chances of him dropping always seem guaranteed.
Come on,
only
one
for
day.
nothing to happen year after year. But what about the
No.
mythic? Well, that ended up just being a regular force power, which Epic didn't even release. I'm
Oh,
starting to think
man.
we will never see this guy on the
No,
island.
Fortnite will
Speaking
give it
of
to us one
legendary
day.
abilities, for the past couple seasons, we had to put up with the worst feature in Fortnite, combat caches.
Oh,
They
yeah.
suck. Nobody wanted to use these, especially when they
screw
replaced
combat
supply
caches.
drops.
Supply drops are
Eventually,
so
Epic
much
listened and got
better.
rid of them, but what if combat caches were useful? Turns
Ooh.
out they were secretly working on a new version called a capture chest. This had a
Ooh.
different design, and when you captured it, you would earn normal loot and a legendary augment. Yeah, perks were meant to
Ooh.
stick around, and they would have been more powerful than ever, only for the entire thing.
Well, that could have
to
been
be
so
canceled for
different.
good.
This is
An
how
even
many
more
things they work
controversial
on.
removal is how some of the most toxic dances in Fortnite are now banned. If
Oh
you're
my
tired of
goodness.
getting angry
I
over
forgot
take the
about
L
this.
Or laugh it up, you can turn off confrontational emotes in the settings, which will hide
What?
obnoxious dances. Okay, it's just an optional thing. Who cares? Well, actually, this has been enabled for everyone by default.
Oh,
that means it's
really?
very difficult to take the L on a noob ever again.
No!
But a feature no one got to try was meant to release a year ago. In early 2023, data miners realized Epic was about to change the storm forever. It would
Ooh.
split into 2 circles.
Oh,
in the middle of
yeah,
the
I
game,
remember this
creating
leak.
double end zones, making things super interesting.
Could you
Ironically,
imagine?
storm splitting was also community splitting, as players fought over whether this would be a good change or not. In the end, I
yeah.
guess the haters won because Epic vaulted the idea.
Okay, good,
what
good,
about
good.
the
I
celebrity
don't think that
who
would be good.
refuses to be in Fortnite? Back in 2020, Epic accidentally added a skin into the game, and it was codenamed Dusty. This
Okay.
is where things get weird.
Oh, yeah.
Only the body was added, with the face completely missing. From the uniform, we can still tell who
basically
this
done.
was, a Tyler Rake from Extraction. Seemed like the outfit was in the works and ready to drop. All that was missing was the head, kind of the most important
need his
part to considering it's Chris Hemsworth. But that also felt like the problem. He had never been in Fortnite, with Epic having to make generic Thor outfits, and now a Tyler Rake skin with no face.
He's not keen on
Either
Fortnite?
Netflix canceled the deal, or Chris just straight up said no. Either way, this collab was scrapped and is still unfinished to this
man.
day. Sometimes there are crossovers that will blow up even when it never existed in the first place. In 2020, insiders claimed The Last of Us was coming to Fortnite.
I love
After
The Last
leak
of Us.
exploded, they were forced to spill as much info as they could. Uncharted was about to happen, and it seemed weird that we'd be getting two Nathan Drakes, but not Joel or Ellie. That's until leakers claimed The Last of Us would be arriving in September. This
get ready.
lined up perfectly with the Part 1 remake and the HBO show being revealed.
The film was
But
so
this
good.
time
The
around,
show's so
it caught
good.
the eye of Neil Druckmann, the creator. He was more than ready to drop the bad news. Love me some Fortnite, but there are no plans for this. False rumor.
The post got deleted.
We also got tricked into thinking there was another Marvel Battle Pass in the works. A couple years ago, fans noticed that every time we got to Season 4, it was always superhero themed. This started with Fortnite's original lineup before
That's happened
moving on
almost
to a
every
complete
time.
Marvel collab. Rumors started that the same scenario would play out for Chapter 3, and it began making sense, especially with the Daily Bugle and several Marvel characters appearing before this. Then the 4chan post dropped, making the entire thing.
Oh my goodness.
Return, hero remix of Fortnite and Marvel characters like Ultron and Vision arriving. Obviously, none of this happened, but it convinced a lot of people, and we did eventually see Sloane's return. Now we have a real Marvel season arriving later this year.
Chapter 5 Marvel season
just 2 years
did
later.
happen.
After almost half a decade, Chapter 5 finally added Peter Griffin.
I love this
And while you
trailer.
might think you know everything about this story, you probably missed the Forgotten Few alive.
No.
Leaks began circulating, showing the Family Guy house in the files.
I did not know
All we
this.
had was a mansion at Snooty Steps with some references.
They were gonna
but
add a
people got so
house?
excited to see their iconic home.
No, that'd been amazing.
We'd even get a second wave with Lois and Stewie.
Oh, my
Unfortunately,
goodness.
those dreams are shattered when everyone realized this was completely fake and just a joke made at UEFN. But honestly, it's crazy that Epic never added this as a real POI.
That would've been so
Something so many
good.
people want to come true, though, is a One Piece collab. Last year, a large set was found under the codename Parrot, and anime fans immediately thought of one thing. They are pirates after all, so it makes sense. Until it turned out to be random cosmetics for the summer event.
What?
It only got worse when One Piece tweeted out their own creative map only weeks before the show's release on Netflix. Unfortunately, it went nowhere, but that's when more rumors started, when players spotted what they thought was Luffy and Artemis' sniper
imagine!
scope. Blue pants, red jacket, and tees in the distance, it had to be him.
It could have been
But
him.
It was just this guy.
What?
Epic knows how much we want to see this one in the game, so I am not giving up
Could
hope
happen
yet.
soon, guys,
The same
don't
goes for
worry.
a strange feature during last year's Fortnite Mares.
Oh, yeah?
After the event ended, some players got a survey asking what they liked about it, and one of the things mentioned were zombie boards. Obviously, this was something we never saw, but there's always next year, I guess.
Yeah,
And
what
I
is
can't say
that?
the same about a feature Fortnite has completely forgotten about. Augments were only added last chapter, giving us the chance to get random
augments-
abilities. But
augments
with
were fun.
2024, Epic removed them, deciding to rethink the system altogether. They even added brand new ones for Chapter 5.
there were new ones
but
that
it
were never
doesn't look like
used.
they'll ever be seen, unless
Why were they
Fortnite
there?
totally changes their
Maybe they
minds.
come back.
There are secret reasons a collab may never return, but Rick and Morty,
Kratos.
everyone knows why. Is the
Okay.
reason because he's just a Battle Pass skin? No. The voice actor
No?
Justin Roiland got in a lot of trouble and was fired from both the show and the game High on Life.
Oh,
Battle
what?
Pass skins have returned with variants, but one thing Epic Games avoids is controversy, and
Oh.
this is one of the biggest.
No.
May 4th is come and gone, while everyone returned from over the years, one of the most popular is missing. The biggest show on Disney Plus is The Mandalorian, and he's
Ooh,
become
I've not
one of
seen
the
that
most
yet.
iconic additions to the Star Wars universe, so when he came to
Baby
Fortnite in
Yoda.
2021, the internet went crazy. It was so popular, they dropped the Mando's Bounty LTM
The
and
LTM
entirely
was
themed
sick.
on a Battle Pass skin. We could complete challenges for Beskar armor, finish the pass for Baby Yoda,
Oh,
even use his
yeah.
mythic jetpack and sniper rifle. Obviously, as an exclusive skin, Mando isn't returning. But what about his Lego version that
Oh.
only just released?
That's sick.
Still no, you had to buy him all the way back in 2021.
Gosh
He's not
damn
the only
it.
lovable character you'll miss out on. Deadpool is coming to the MCU, and if there's one thing
Oh,
Fortnite is known
always
for,
love
it's
Deadpool.
promoting Marvel.
Oh,
Fans
yeah.
are desperate to see a new Deadpool
What
in the
is
shop,
that?
hopefully based on his design from the films
That's a
rather
bit
than the
creepy.
comics. But it won't make up for the fact that the original skin was borderline perfect. When
Yeah,
he
it
was
was so
revealed
good.
as the secret collab for the Spy
Such a
season,
good
players were
skin.
determined to get their hands on him. Only problem? Fortnite is constantly getting new players, and if any of you are hardcore Deadpool fans, you are guaranteed never to get this skin.
Yeah, not that
Same goes
exact
for his
one.
buddy Wolverine. We've had a handful of outfits for this guy, whether it's the iconic yellow suit, a
Yeah,
Logan
the
style,
original
or a
one was sick.
Wolverine Zero
I didn't
version.
get
There's
all of
been
those
plenty of
styles.
chances to get them, but sadly, they were all limited time.
Luckily, they did
just
come
like
back
some
as
of
cartoon
Fortnite's gaming
skins.
legends. The most famous characters in gaming history are never returning, leaving fans heartbroken.
We need more
These are
gaming
not
skins.
forgettable people either. It's huge names that carry entire franchises. franchises like Lara Croft.
Lara
That's
Croft.
right, you'll never be able to get your hands on the Tomb Raider, whether it's her modern design or the classic PlayStation
because
1
she was
version.
a
The same
Battle
goes
Pass
for the
skin?
main character of Metal Gear, Solid Snake.
Oh,
He was
yeah.
only
Oh,
added
yeah, they were
recently,
Battle
but fans
Pass
are already
skins.
starting to realize he's never coming back. We'll also
you
never
can't
get
miss
to play
Battle
as
Passes.
Doomslayer. Only players in Chapter 4 can get him through a Battle Pass, and if you're a fan of The Witcher, you'll equally be disappointed that Geralt is gone forever. Hopefully
Man,
Epic
that
realized that
sucks.
collabs are going to be desired for years to come, and locking them in time Battle Passes is a mistake.
Future
Another
Battle
very bad
Passes
decision
can
was
come to the
cast
item
The
shop,
Rock as
though,
the Foundation,
which is
who, like I
good.
said, has been gone for almost 2 years. Well, I'll tell you why. Epic secured the biggest actor in the world to lead the storyline,
That's a good-
except this has become a problem.
Good collab.
Dwayne
Wait,
has
what?
been accused of showing up 8 hours late to filming, peeing in water bottles, and being
What?
difficult to work with. So
Really?
imagine how hard it'll be to get him back to Fortnite without Donald Mustard's help. To make things worse, the
can't
Foundation
imagine
was,
that.
of course, a Battle Pass outfit. And at the time, fans were super annoyed about this because he was shaping up to be a very important character.
Yeah, he was a huge
Imagine if he
character.
appeared in live events for Chapter 6 and
Oh, that'd
beyond,
been so
only for his
cool.
skin to be exclusive to veteran players. Even if you want The Rock's other outfit, that also might be banned.
Which one? Oh, Black
dropped in the
Adam.
store back in Chapter 3, and players were freaking out.
I don't think we've seen him
Except
since.
A few years have passed, and the movie
rare
franchise
skin
isn't going
now.
anywhere. DC is remaking their entire universe, and any future Black Adam movies with Dwayne are canceled.
No!
A franchise that'll never die is Transformers.
I
And
love
of
the
course, I can't
Transformers.
mention him without the most popular character of all, Optimus Prime.
Optimus.
There's basically a new Transformers film every year, yet we only got Optimus in Chapter 4. It was a long time coming.
Yeah,
One of the
sick
first
skin.
Easter eggs in Fortnite was Truckosaurus, an homage
Yes.
to The Simpsons, and of course, everyone's favorite robot. After requesting this for years, he finally dropped,
Finally
only to
got
be an
him.
exclusive Tier 100 skin. Not to
Oh,
mention
man.
the mythic Cybertron cannon we all loved. Well, you just had to be there.
I love
Battle
the
Passes have ruined
item.
so many chances to get popular skins, but that is not why the Ferrari will never show up again.
Yeah, the
Nowadays,
Ferrari's
we're
back.
used to getting constant
Wait,
brands
can you
like
buy
McLaren
Ferraris?
or Lamborghini, but they're just cosmetic skins for the Whiplash.
Yeah.
Back then, this was an exclusive vehicle on the map that smoked every other car.
This was
Fans
so
absolutely
sick.
loved it. But sadly, the reasons why it was special are also why it'll never return.
Wait, what?
As
I want it
vehicle
back.
cosmetics have guaranteed the death of exclusive
Oh,
supercars.
yeah.
If it does come back, it'll probably just be an
It's a
item shop
reskin.
skin.
Yeah,
One
Code
of
Alley in the
craziest
item shop, by the
decisions
way.
Fortnite has ever made was designing an entire season around Marvel. This broke the internet at
Such
the
a
time and brought
sick
millions of players to the
season.
game. It definitely was a huge gamble that paid off, except now we're looking back on it, and that Battle Pass was
Galactus.
almost too ambitious. They filled this with everyone, from
Yeah, they
Iron Man, Thor,
stacked
to Doctor
it.
Doom and Mystique. Because of their exclusivity, Fortnite has had to think outside the box to bring these iconic characters back.
Yeah, they've remade
This
them.
was
That's the smart
OG
thing.
Groot, but if you want him in 2024, you'll have to buy this skin from Guardians
Oh,
Volume 3.
yeah.
Honestly, I do kind of prefer the item shop bundle, but anyone who likes the original will never be able to get
That's the thing,
them.
they can
An
always
Icon
tweak
Series
skins and
cosmetic
bring
that
them
everyone
back.
forgets about was never sold in the item shop.
Which
When
one?
Mr. Beast came to Fortnite, he dropped tons of content, including 2 outfits and a custom tournament.
Yeah, the tournament was
Who
sick.
remembers the secret Beast umbrella that
Oh, I
only
didn't get
100,000
this.
people were allowed to get?
I didn't
As you
get
can tell,
it.
if you perform well enough in the Mr. Beast Survival Challenge, you would earn this glider. and
Only
to this
100,000
day, it's
people
the
got
only
it.
part of the collab that'll never return. Reminds
And
me
I
of
won't
other
ever get
YouTuber
it.
items that new players won't even know about. With the release of Laserbeam's
Oh,
Icon
this is
series, he
sick.
got his own LTM, and with it, a custom exotic pistol. It was
Look at
Laser's
it.
Flintlock, a weapon that would send you
Woo!
flying with each shot. Cypher PK
200
also got his own
damage.
tournament, and this included an exclusive grenade. Instead of a porta-fort, you would throw this
Watch
down
this.
and spawn in Cypher's
Trap
Trap
Tower.
a classic build that he was known for trolling with.
So
now
cool.
You can use them yourself, but
Mega
both were
jealous of
only in
that.
a single tournament, meaning they were gone the same day. Now,
Still
earlier
very
I mentioned
cool.
how players are upset about the disappearance of the Mandalorian.
Yeah?
But to make things worse, you can still find Darth Vader on the map
Yeah, he's
every
back.
year. We are literally
He comes
able
back to
fight
troll
him,
us.
Just don't get your hopes up for buying him, because Vader was locked behind a battle pass.
Ah.
The same goes for his former apprentice Ahsoka, who randomly appeared in Heist Season. Yeah, the weirdest cameo of
The
all time.
white
It's not just
lightsaber,
skins
though.
we aren't able to get, as Kylo Ren's lightsaber, along with the First Order blaster rifle, have vanished. They were only released to promote the sequels, but 2024's event
They need
was
to
all
bring
about the
lightsabers as
original
pickaxes.
trilogy.
Just
Problem is,
saying.
though, you can't even fly in their famous ship. Fortnite locked the most iconic
Oh, yeah, it's a
glider in
Christmas
Star Wars behind
present.
a Winterfest present in 2019,
Oh, no
meaning
way.
no one can ever unlock the Millennium Falcon again. And even though the Dragon Ball collab will
Dragon
return
Ball.
time and time again, one cosmetic is banned from coming back.
Wait.
The Nimbus glider.
Wait,
It's one of
what?
the most popular items in this crossover, but did you know in the first week of Dragon Ball, there was an identical glider? Epic
What do you mean?
eventually removed it from the bundle, worried that players would mistake it for the Mythic, and it hasn't been seen since. The most requested collab
Wonder
to
if people
return
still
was
have that.
Kratos. For the majority of Chapter 5, players have been begging Epic to bring him back,
Everyone wants
especially
him
with
back.
an ancient Greek season.
Still hasn't
He's
returned.
literally the god of war, and his whole thing is killing Greek
Yeah,
gods.
would've been
so
perfect.
It was kind of perfect. Not to mention, this collab was in the item shop, so he could come back at any moment.
Yeah, it
In
can
fact,
return.
Not only was it perfect timing with the season, but the reboot turned 6 years old on April 20th, so
Perfect.
everything lined up for this to happen. There were even rumors Kratos would return with his son Atreus, yet nothing happened. The bundle keeps getting updated, so fans are still holding out hope, but it could be time to accept
One
that
day
Kratos might never
No,
come
I
back.
believe it'll come
I really
back.
hope
Don't
he
worry,
does,
guys.
though.
I
Yeah, but
believe.
one crossover went completely under the radar. On some random day in 2020,
This is
Fortnite
such a
players logged
weird
in to find
collab.
a legendary umbrella that could work as a glider, a shield, and a weapon. It was super versatile, and yet they almost never acknowledged its existence.
Yeah, it's so
only for it to
weird.
vanish. If you couldn't tell, this
was a
is an umbrella
collab.
from the Kingsman franchise, but I guess Epic weren't paid enough to keep it around for long, as this was deleted 3 updates
So
later,
weird.
never to be seen again.
Never heard of it
I really
since.
Hope that Eren Yeager returns, though. He's still the only anime character to ever be featured in a battle pass, making him one you'll never be able to buy
I love
again.
Attack on
Pretty weird
Titan.
decision, but hey, there is a way Epic could solve this.
Ooh.
The original AOT collab was full of skins from the earlier parts of the anime, while
Yeah.
it's meant to promote the final season where everyone's a full-grown adult. So if they drop a part 2, players are desperate to see
Ooh.
reskins where the characters are designed
That's
around the
very
final
true.
season.
Just
They
age
made
them up.
decisions like this recently too. Reminds me of the Myths and Mortals Battle Pass where Korra was the secret skin.
Yeah.
It was obviously to promote the huge Avatar collab that came afterwards, but since she's tied to the season, now Korra will never be unlockable
Oh.
again. And definitely don't expect to enjoy Fortnite's first ever collab either.
No, I
of
want
course
to-
they blew everyone
want
away
to-
back in 2018 with the Infinity War crossover. You could literally turn into
First ever
Thanos. I mean,
collab.
who would've wanted
First
that?
ever Mythic as well.
Now that Phase 3 is long gone and Marvel's moving on, it is almost guaranteed that this LTM will never happen
Oh,
again. They only brought
man.
it back once for the release of Endgame, this time updating it with more items like the Shatari launcher,
So
jetpack,
good.
and energy rifle. Newer players
I guess
wish they had the chance to play
Thanos
this
will never
even
be
for
in
one
Fortnite
day,
in a big
but
way like that.
To be fair to Epic, it's literally in the name LTM, limited time. Can't say they didn't warn us.
Yeah, you gotta
And
stick
a few
around for
years
it.
from now, one of the most devastating collabs players will have missed out on is Family Guy. I don't need to tell you how much fans want a Peter Griffin. It was all we talked about for years, and after waiting that long,
Biggest
Fortnite
collab
decided
ever,
to put
probably.
him in a battle pass. There's plenty of room for a follow-up with Lois, Stewie, or
Yeah,
anyone
come on,
from the
more
show.
skins.
That's all Family Guy fans can get in the future. Peter is locked away forever.
You missed it, I'm
Even
afraid.
players who were around during the Bounty Hunter season have probably forgotten who the secret skin was.
Wait,
There
who was
just
it?
way too many collabs during that time. It's
I
hard to
remember.
remember who was part of the shop and who was exclusive. Well, we didn't know who the secret outfit would
skin
be
was-
either, with our only clue being found at Stealthy Stronghold.
was it
At first, with
Predator?
the crashed vehicles and cage vibe, it felt like a teaser for Jurassic Park. But we were proven wrong as
Was it
diehard
not
fans
Predator?
noticed it was referencing scenes from Predator.
Yes!
Suddenly he was in the game and defending the POI as a boss. He fought us using an exclusive claw mythic that only he could use. And
Oh.
ironically, it's not the only thing players are locked out of, and now his entire set is
I
lost to time.
forgot that.
And it turns out even
I got it, though.
celebrities can be banned from returning. Only 2 Icon Series outfits have ever been in a battle pass, with Neymar being the secret skin and Captain
Neymar,
LeMay
remember that?
surprising everyone during Chapter 4. Both of them didn't really have anything to do with Fortnite. Neymar's a soccer player, while Cabby
Just
is one of the
promoting the
biggest
game.
TikTokers. It was clearly a way to get new people into the
Yeah,
game.
come play
Well,
Fortnite
that
if you've
works,
heard of these
that
people.
was your only chance to cop them. Epic found a way to give Neymar to players with the Fortnite FC bundles, but
Oh,
even
yeah.
those were limited time, so yikes.
And the
Some
skins
Icon
didn't look
Series
good.
cosmetics are banned for being too controversial. In 2021, leakers found files for a new DaBaby emote promoting
Ooh.
his song AM to PM. It was literally days away from release before DaBaby said some insanely controversial
Oh,
stuff
no.
on stage, causing Epic to delete it in an
Banned.
instant.
He
Meanwhile, his
ruined
existing
it.
emotes are blacklisted and have never returned. Balenciaga was just as worrying. You'd think a fashion brand would be
Oh,
pretty safe to
yeah.
collab with, but no. From day one, their crossover was strange, with Fortnite hoodies selling for up to $1,000.
That's crazy.
That was nothing compared to their huge ad controversy, which I can't even talk about in this video. It's
Yeah,
that bad.
ooh,
Due to the backlash, it's obvious why
definitely
this
not coming
crossover
back.
will never return
Yeah,
again. Now, there is
bye-bye.
a chance that 2 of the most iconic band celebrities might actually come
Hey,
back
Travis
to the game.
Scott can
Will
return.
Smith made his debut in 2021 with the release of Mike Lowry from Bad Boys. It was to promote the new film, which made sense, but then as we know, Will Smith slapped Chris Rock
Oh
at the
my
Oscars.
goodness.
A lot of heat at the time, causing the skin to be blacklisted, except another Bad Boys film dropped, and the backlash from
Ooh.
the Oscars incident has died down. So while it's
True,
completely safe
true.
for Epic to bring this collab
Could come back.
the question is, will they? The other infamous celebrity is also the
Travis.
most anticipated to return. Travis Scott still holds a place in millions of players' hearts, putting on one of their favorite live events ever. For
Such
years,
a good
it was
event.
thought that he was banned from Fortnite after the Astroworld
Yeah,
tragedy.
he's not
until
banned,
Tim
though.
Sweeney himself confirmed he was always welcome. From this, it became obvious why this outfit was so hard to find. The original contract probably only let them sell Travis for astronomical, meaning his team are responsible for him vanishing.
Travis
One thing
can
Fortnite
get it back
swept
if
under
he
the
wants
rug
it back
was
in the
hiding in
game.
a trailer. You won't notice it at first glance, but years later, an unreleased emote was leaked called the Belly Dance. And right here, you can see Rustler doing it. And they're sweeping weather under the rug too. It's just a basic feature, and yet they're acting like it never existed.
Oh, I
mean, when
remember
you
that
announce
weather.
something game-changing like tornadoes and lightning, you'd expect it to stick around. That's only for them to be
But
deleted
no.
after a few weeks. I
Yeah,
kind of get tornadoes, but
barely
lightning was
in-game.
harmless. But I totally understand why they want us to forget this jam track. When they
Oh,
added
really?
Doja Cat and Green Day, there's a bonus song everyone was talking about.
Oh, wait, what the?
Jam track. Yeah, you can spend 500 V-Bucks on something that didn't have album art, and in
What?
return, you would get nothing.
Nothing.
They were forced to give out refunds, but let's be
Nothing.
honest. If you spend money on this, you deserve to lose your V-Bucks. None of
Whoa.
us deserve to have moving llamas, though. By far, one
Nah.
of the most annoying features in Fortnite. These were in the game for years, and it wasn't until the OG season that we got
You can
the
blame
regular
Ninja
old
for making the
llamas
move.
back.
He
People loved
suggested
them so
it years
much
ago.
that Epic realized how bad they messed up and reverted them to normal
I'm
for
so
Chapter 5.
glad they don't
Looking
move.
back, I don't think they want us to remember that crucial mistake.
Yeah, no, see you
Speaking
later.
of moving around, Chapter 5 did have a huge controversy when Epic switched up the entire movement system. Look, we all know about this, no matter how much Fortnite wants you to forget.
yeah, it's like-
And yeah, they fixed it, only to secretly nerf movement again in the following
Moved a
update.
bit slower,
hoping
a bit
nobody would
weirder.
notice. Still not as bad as when they charge 4,000 V-Bucks for
So
one item.
expensive.
That award goes to the Rocket League cars. Fortnite wants to make money on rocket racing, so they're selling cars.
Cars, the
Except
Lego
the
bits.
first
It
impression
is expensive.
because they were unaffordable. Epic probably saw that no one was buying these, so they lowered the prices.
Thank
Most of these should be
goodness.
forgotten because they're embarrassing for Epic. But there's one feature we will always remember. In previous chapters, you were able to pick up a down teammate and launchpad away.
Oh,
It was one of
nice.
the most useful parts of the
This
whole
doesn't
game.
make any
and Epic
sense,
really
but-
thought we wouldn't notice when they removed it. We definitely noticed when the whole game vanished, though.
Whole
During the
game?
fight with Apple and Google, Fortnite was
Of
deleted from the
course.
mobile app stores. When Apple removed it, they got all the attention, while Android users were left with a single tweet. Fortnite is currently unavailable on Google Play. More information will be forthcoming soon. Let's just say it's been 4 years, and that word soon is doing a lot of heavy lifting in that sentence.
you can play it now,
There's one
though. I
feature you
bought a phone
probably have
recently to
forgotten
play on
about,
mobile.
though, and that is exotics. For the first time
Yeah,
in their
barely get
existence,
any
they're
exotics.
nowhere to be found in game. You'd either get them from NPCs or holo chests, and well, in Chapter 5, you won't find them at all.
That's so
There's
rare.
a chance they'll return, though, unlike the forgotten mode. Fortnite has a
Which
history of
mode?
deleting LTMs
50v50?
without telling anyone, like Battle Lab. The
Yeah, I
successor was
love
meant to be
Battle
Creative
Lab.
Royale, and yet it suffered the same fate, secretly vanishing overnight.
No.
Have you forgotten about the time they deleted us? Let me explain. People download a post party to get free rewards, and that's pretty much it. The app wasn't great, let's be honest.
I don't think
Most
I
of us
got
went
that
to
stuff.
uninstall it until you press delete account. Yeah, it turns out this was your Epic Games account, so you could already tell how bad it was.
What?
Even those with an
That's
account still can't
bad.
get the Bastille Day cosmetics. These are ready to drop at any moment, but then protests in France turned Sir Burr from an adorable companion to controversial in seconds.
They did give out the
Fortnite
back bling,
removed something
thankfully.
in
We
Chapter
still need
5
that
that no
pickaxe.
one has even noticed. Last year, we'd explored the map minding your own business until a rift
Da, da,
encounter
da, da,
appeared
da.
out of nowhere.
I love
There was always
rift
something to get
encounters.
from these, but after Chapter 4, they vanished from the game.
Oh,
no
I
one's
missed
from
them.
Epic. It's safe to assume we'll never get them back.
No,
And
I
it's
love
best
rift
that we just forget
encounters.
about it. But we'll
Go
never
for
forget how
gold.
Among Us made them lose millions of dollars in a single hour. When the
Uh-oh.
backbling released, you could
Oh,
get it for free
yeah.
with the game. Except if you already had the item, they would just give you 600 V-Bucks instead. Yes, a $1 pack gave you that much currency. But this
Whoa.
gets worse for Epic. You could get this bundle as many times as you wanted, handing you tens
I
of thousands
missed
of
this.
V-Bucks
I
for like
need-
$60.
I
Ouch.
should have done
Hey, we
this.
should be glad to get the collab in the first place. This whole thing started when Fortnite ripped off Among Us without permission and got a
Yeah,
ton of
Fortnite
backlash
got in
for
trouble.
it. We only forget about that because they all made up in the end.
They ended up
And most of us
collabing.
had no idea this outfit existed. It was completed with an
yeah.
entire bundle ready to drop.
Looks
And,
cool.
Okay, looking back, the skin isn't the most hype, but people definitely wanted the glider. Shame we're getting none of them because it's scrapped.
What?
Not sure why, but we do know the reason behind Fortnite's most embarrassing update. In Chapter
Oh, no,
3, they
which
forgot
one?
to
Which
mention
one?
a key change in the patch notes, secretly editing the size of Eevee's chest without telling anyone. Obviously,
Did they?
people noticed this, so we expected Epic to pretend it was a bug, but shockingly, they were honest about it and said
Oh.
they would revert the change in the next update.
Wow, I
they
did not-
really thought we would have noticed.
Not know
Little
that
did they know
happened.
we spent way too much time on this game. When Epic realized this, they decided decided to troll us. In the files,
really?
a quest to touch grass appeared, and it was meant to be a prank, but we all got excited for it. So they got the last laugh when they removed it, making sure none of us would ever touch grass again.
Can't troll
At least we can
us.
touch water, right? Well, it's not even worth it in Chapter 5 because fishing is so useless now. Thanks to the removal
make
of
fishing
the pro
good
fishing
again.
rod and fun items like the Midas Flopper and
Midas
mythic
Flopper.
goldfish, there's no real point in doing this.
Oh,
It's
man.
like Epic wants us to get bored of it, so they could quietly remove the whole feature in a couple of seasons.
Oh, fishing's
Just
fun,
don't say I
though.
didn't warn ya. But remember when they tried to lock us out of a Marvel cosmetic for story reasons? In
What?
the endgame LTM, their whole marketing showed fish stick wielding Stormbreaker,
Yeah.
and it wasn't until 2 years later they finally gave it to us.
Come on.
Well, sorta. Turns out fish stick was banned from using it. Not even Captain America wielded this thing, and he was actually worthy. Then
that
again,
doesn't
they
seem
also
right.
promised to save the world would be free, then look how that ended up.
Oh,
Things got
no.
really awkward when Fortnite told creators to promote their Lego Icon series.
that's me.
This was supposed to be a huge reveal that you could buy the day after, only for it to be broken. The styles weren't sold until a whole week later.
Oh, okay,
But no
a little
one
bit
feels
of a
as bad
delay.
as storyline fans right
Well,
now.
my icon
In the
skin
last
does come
couple of
back.
chapters,
Use code
the
Ali.
decisions have been kind of weird, let's be honest. Like
Yeah?
when they swap Singularity and Paradigm being the same person and decide to cast Brie Larson instead, or retconning years of teasers.
that got a bit
It got
confusing.
weirder when the Imagine Wolverine had a one-night stand in a pretty graphic
Whoa.
comic for a teen game. The
Jeez.
comics were also pretty rushed out, causing one artist to draw the Devourer as a T-Rex. For
What?
storyline fans who like to collect
That's
outfits,
how he
one
looks.
of them was harder than ever to obtain. Hudmaster Saber was locked behind an
I don't
exclusive
have
console
this.
bundle, forcing you to spend hundreds of dollars
still need to get
it.
that
Someone
skin.
will never be able to find a game is Colombo. Probably the most beloved creature ever added to Fortnite.
Oh, but
and
he's bringing
Epic
back.
killed him off after a few short weeks.
Yeah.
And then they tortured us for months about his fate.
But he
with
is in
leaked
Lego now.
animations, a possible Lego
You can get him
appearance,
in
it was
Lego
all a
Fortnite.
lie. Why do they keep removing things we love, like shakedowns? These are so
Oh,
fun and
shakedowns.
genuinely helpful. Now, if
You
you see a
can do
downed
it
enemy,
still in
you're
some
just gonna
modes,
shoot
though.
them from far range. But when shakedowns were in the game, you could risk getting close
the
to
Black
them
Knight
for
just got
intel.
shut
Can anyone
down.
answer why Fortnite wants us to forget about this? But I'll admit, I do
Quite
understand the
overpowered.
removal of upgrade benches. Thanks to the brand new weapon mod system, this had to go. Even when the itemized benches
return in
around,
Chapter
no one
2
really
remix,
used it.
though.
Now, one of the most embarrassing things Fortnite has ever swept under the rug is the bear hug glitch.
Wait,
The
what?
emote is meant to be an
Oh,
innocent
yeah. Oh,
embrace,
gosh.
but thanks to a crouch glitch, things started rated R
no.
extremely quick.
PG,
Another
people,
bug that
keep it
humiliated
PG.
Fortnite was the Deku Smash. This item was so broken, they had to remove it for
I was
basically
so-
the whole duration
so
of the
bad at
collab.
using it.
It came back
Yeah.
much later, but it felt super out of place.
It's so
We've all heard
glitchy.
about how crazy people went trying to catch the 1 in a million mythic goldfish.
Yes, I've
but
never
after
had
years
this.
of it being gone, Fortnite finally teased its return.
Yeah.
Maybe it wasn't banned after all. But as the weekly updates continue to roll out, most fans lost hope it would ever come back. And now in Chapter 5, the mythic goldfish will likely never return to Battle Royale.
Was in
Another
Chapter
thing
2
you won't
remix,
get to use
thankfully.
anymore is overpowered medallions.
I love
From the start of
medallions.
Chapter 5, holding just one gave you an infinite slurp effect, and thankfully they got nerfed into the ground.
Yeah, that was
They heal
way
slower,
OP.
for less, and have a 3-second pause if you take damage. Most importantly, by the end of Season 1, you wouldn't get 100 shield unless you were holding all 5.
Gotta
OG
commit to
Fortnite
5 of them.
wasn't exactly what people hoped for. When Quad Crashers were announced, players begged Epic to allow us to
Yes,
fly
let
with
us
them,
fly,
only
yeah.
to try it out and get slammed into the ground.
Oh,
Looks like the days of
no.
launching these across the
That's
map
not
are
true,
gone for
OG
good.
Fortnite.
At least it won't get you stuck in the storm because it's now a death trap. Since day one, players have always tried to find ways to survive it, with campfires, heals,
eat
even
fish.
fish. But after people used slurp shrooms to win a tournament in Chapter 3, they introduced storm sickness, wiping out camping for good. A lot of people don't know this, but Fortnite also had to crack down on gambling. A lot of streamers in the community would 1v1 others for money.
yeah.
Epic caught on quickly. They banned wagers from the game, and anyone who tries to take part in them loses their account.
I
And there's
forgot
another mode
that.
that players will never give up on, and that is imposters.
I love
It's basically
the
Among Us in
imposter
3D, and everyone loved it. Until
So
Epic
good.
decided one day to permanently shut it down.
Why?
Kinda
Just
makes
leave it
sense with
there.
all the new games coming to Fortnite, but we can only hope it'll get unbanned.
They may bring it back
Something that was
soon.
completely forgotten about is starting to get some buzz again. Tents were one of the
Tents.
key features introduced in Chapter 3.
So
but
broken
not
as
a lot
well.
of people used them. They had a ton of exploits that allowed you to keep mythics or old weapons, so Epic disabled them a few times before giving up on the feature entirely.
they were so
And that's not the
fun.
only glitch that caused something to be removed, because a toilet caused more problems than you would ever expect.
What?
One of the rift encounters from Chapter 4 was gotta go, but it turned out this porta potty tunnel led to nowhere, so
Wait,
you just
what?
got teleported under the map.
What?
Obviously, Epic had to remove it, only for it to return broken again
That's
the following
so
season,
funny.
leaving it permanently immediately banned from the game.
No, that's so
Sometimes
funny.
things don't even make it that far, just like the throwing axe.
Ooh.
It randomly appeared in the files last
Ooh.
chapter and had never been released before, leading
design.
people to speculate it might be for Wilds. If it was, Epic scrapped the plan entirely, and the axe has been erased, never to be seen again.
Oh, we should bring
Not
that
the first
back.
time this happened either. An icon emote got the same treatment.
Icon
Knock
emote?
Knock Tune was leaked to be one of the next dances until Epic realized the creator was in jail. The backtrack completely,
I
deleting
did
it a few
not
updates
know
later,
that.
and it'll probably never see the light of
That
day.
ain't coming
And
out.
It feels like they have the same rules for a fan favorite weapon. The guided missile was one of the most unique items in Chapter 1 until it got vaulted for being way too powerful.
And
They tried
very
to rework
glitchy.
it, but instead deleted the files entirely, which has never happened before. To this day, it's not available in creative or any mode, and was even planned to return in OG, but just never showed up.
should be
That's
back
not
in
the only
permanent
letdown
OG
from
soon, though.
because Epic
Stay
also
tuned.
teased the old weapon models. The pump shotgun was right in the middle of the key art, promising
Yeah.
to return like everyone hoped.
It wasn't
until we
true,
went in game
OG.
and saw it was the Chapter 2 model. What's wrong with the original
That's
Epic?
why they did
At
us-
least they didn't
they
troll us with
fixed
the
it.
most infamous
Fixed it
item
with
in the
OG
game.
mode.
Of course, I'm talking about the Zapatron,
They need
which
to
only
bring the
lasted an
Zapatron
hour in
back.
the early days before being
I
completely
messaged that guy
vaulted.
that got the
Ever
clip.
since, people have asked
The
for
only
its
person I know
return
in the
only
world
for
that found
Epic
it.
to tease it in imposters and live events.
Yeah, they've
never
teased
giving
it.
us a real deal.
They've
Can't be
gotta
the only
give it
one
to
that
us.
seems like Fortnite loves to tease us for no reason, because they also showed us one of the most requested crossovers.
Zelda?
Kirby appeared in Party Royale,
Oh, yeah.
Samus in a comic, and a dev recently said they're trying to make the collab work, but with how strict Nintendo is on exclusivity,
Please,
it doesn't look
Nintendo.
like we'll be seeing any of their characters join the
Crossover with
game.
Fortnite
In fact,
one
the more we
day.
get, the higher the chances of something going wrong, and that's exactly what happened with the Lizzo emote.
Oh,
After she
really?
fell into a bunch of controversies, Epic
gosh.
rushed to disable the emote just 10 minutes before it came to the shop,
10
banning it in the
minutes?
foreseeable future, and now the celebrity will likely never come to the
Wow.
game. Sometimes it's Epic that falls into problems, and one example of this is community choice.
remember this.
It basically allowed us to vote for skins to return to
could
the item shop,
dictate
and
the
was
item
a pretty
shop.
cool addition until they started using it for 3 brand new outfits. This meant losing skins wouldn't be released for a whole year, making
Oh,
a lot of
wow.
people upset, so they
I only got one of
stopped
those
the vote
skins
forever.
recently. Like,
Okay,
that's
in all
how rare it
seriousness,
is.
there's no joking about teaming in a tournament. Back in the day, a lot of comp players took advantage of swinging their pickaxe to make a truce so
Yeah,
they could
don't
rotate to
hit me.
zone safely.
Don't hit me.
Epic caught onto this and made an official rule about it, making it a bannable offense. So you
banned.
don't really see it
Be
anymore.
careful.
That doesn't mean they don't break rules either. During Chapter 3, Fortnite introduced the Block 2.0, allowing us to vote for creators' buildings in Tilted. What they didn't realize was that there was a default option, meaning
what?
players just buying mini shields voted for C every single time. It's the second time the blocks had a controversy, and I don't think we're ever gonna see
I
it
think
make
you
a
got a
comeback.
free reward for
Something
doing those
nobody
votes, and I
expected
never
them to
got
ban
the
was
reward.
old chapters. As soon as UEFN launched, people rushed to make the OG map and gather
Yeah.
thousands of players. But with Epic planning Fortnite OG on the horizon, they had to act, banning
Yeah,
old chapter maps
wow.
except for Chapter 1, which would be demonetized, meaning no one made any money. It makes sense since it's their
Whoa.
property, but what about when other players remake stuff from
Oh,
outside
that's
the game?
sick. What?
Creative is full of copyright.
That map
from
is kinda
SpongeBob
crazy,
to
though.
Home Alone. None of them are technically allowed, but it got so out of hand that Activision personally struck down any copies of COD
Whoa,
maps,
I didn't know they
banning
did
them from
that.
creative. In fact,
Jeez.
creators have had to be stopped a lot of times in the past, including Friday Fortnite. It was a tournament hosted by
I
Keemstar
love
every week for
Fortnite
prize
Friday.
money. But once Epic started official tournaments, they stepped in
I'd watch
and
it
shut
every week.
down.
It was so good.
Players were
Number
even more
100.
outraged. One of the most expensive skins in the game appeared in the shop for $15. Reflex was originally
It's meant to be
exclusive to an
exclusive.
NVIDIA graphics card until he was accidentally sold in the shop.
Uh-oh.
Obviously, it was a mistake, so they had to grant exclusive owners a completely
got
new
him.
set. And even though the original skin isn't exclusive anymore, it is still banned from returning.
So many banned things. Big thanks to Top 5 Gaming for the incredible list. Click on screen here for more videos before I disappear. Thank you again for everyone using code ALIA in the item shop. I'll see you soon.